Greetings, my fellow freedom lovers and sovereign thinkers. Thank you for tuning to the LO3 podcast. My name is Craig, transmitting from the beautiful Mountaineer State. And today's date is Friday, August 14th, 2020. I was taking a nap. I did one show earlier today pertaining to systemic racism. And I was just heard some of the stuff that's going on. Looks like Hillary Clinton maybe get involved. So some people are wigging out over it. But you know how it goes. There's another Bushite in the office if Biden wins. So if you hate the Bushes, you know what to do when it comes to individuals or campaign team that have that particular group. New World Order pieces of garbage. Period. And the truth does hurt for all those people that praise this tyrannical scum queen. Yeah, so if you love bigger globalism, more foreign intervention, and have a more pathetic foreign policy, and be told what to do, how to look the boots and so forth, that's the people you support. And to be very frank, like I said, I'm not here to praise Trump or make any endorsements. He has his ordeals as well. This is getting too obvious. Very desperate indeed. Because Joe Biden is just another bellboy with dementia, which I do not wish this man any ill. And it's still infuriating because leaving a lot of people on the progressive side, progressives that are on the registered Democratic voters, I know for a fact that they are very disturbed. And I can't blame them. All the world's a stage, my friends. We can't just rely on the federal government to save us all. Remember, the president is an elected ambassador that's represented by the states. That represent the states, excuse me. Nothing more, nothing less. Article 2 of the U.S. Constitution is self-explanatory on the executive position. Speaking of police state and tyranny, I was listening to Dave Hodges, the Common Sense Show, talked about Millie Weaver, investigative reporter from Infowars, has been arrested. And I was watching the video itself, and the pig, the Uncle Tom from the FI state, what rhymed with buck? I'll just leave it at that. That'd be the name of the title for this episode. Millie Weaver arrested by the FI state. Well, I'm just gonna see the videos, and it's supposed to be releasing a release of Shadowgate, and people say she does very good work. And it doesn't matter if you like Alex Jones's network or not; it's irrelevant. But what could happen, what's happening to her, affects everyone, especially in Ohio. The folks in that state need to really pay attention. I'm going to read a report that's from RT, which they got their pros and cons. I'll be very frank, and like I said before, I always admire the Rupley aspect of that station. Of that channel, because a lot of stuff in the raw you can really think on it. And it says here, Infowars reporter Millie Weaver arrested in mid-premiere of her whistleblower investigation into shadow government, which is a movie called Shadowgate. It is from it's RT. That's what Tor says, of course. Investigative reporter Millie Weaver and her husband have reportedly been arrested At the same time, her documentary on the U.S. shadow government was being screened on YouTube, sending conservative Twitters into theory overdrive. Weaver's arrest at the couple's home, which has yet to be confirmed by authorities, was initially reported by Infowars on Friday, shortly after the YouTube premiere of her documentary film Shadowgate. The film purports to expose the secrets of the massive deep state intelligence apparatus manipulating politics within the U.S. and beyond its borders. Based on the reports of the two private intelligence whistleblowers, video of the couple's apparent arrest, shot by Weaver herself, was posted to Twitter by her Infowars colleague Adam Salazar, opening on Weaver's case, asking in disbelief a grand jury indicted her. So you can see the video herself. There was no warrants. They said, all the paperwork will be at the station. Okay? This is what this Uncle Tom with the badge has to say. Yeah, I'm calling his ass out too. I don't care. Alright? If he gets mad, if he wants to do a little rant on my Spreaker page on YouTube, who cares? He's pathetic. He's a butt lug. He's a bootlicker. A contemptuous pig with a badge. And I'm being nice too. I know I'm not the only one going to have this statement. And of course, says here, I was literally about to break huge breaking news right now, Millie says. There's 1 minute, 15 minutes long. So check it out. Said she and her husband, Gavin Wentz, were then supposedly taken into custody after being informed they've been charged with burglary. Okay, without any paperwork. Without a warrant. Okay? This is how pathetic these people are. Alright? And it says here, the clip ends abruptly when Weaver urging her viewers, please share this. Rumors soon emerge after burglary concerned alleged theft of government documents related to the film, but no official confirmation so far has been released. Of course, what Baltic Design House has to say is actually what it says here. Infowars Millie Reaver has just been indicted by a grand jury and arrested for reporting on criminal activity, allegedly stealing government documents. Right before she was about to release her documentary about the shadow government and social media psychological warfare operations. Yeah, Mind Control 101. According to Google whistleblower Zach Voorhees, Weaver was actually arrested before she could release the documentary, but one of the whistleblowers involved, Tori, released it instead. Her Twitter account, as Tori says, was reportedly suspended immediately thereafter. So you probably go to band.video to see it yourself. So I will encourage people to check it out. Of course, that's what he says right here. And of course, he had 12,000. Sorry, Deep State, you can't stop what's coming. So that's what the clip they have here by Zach Voorhees. Tory soon resurfaced on another account, however, accusing the state of Ohio of sitting on false indictments against Weaver for 3 months, suggesting the indictment was 3 months old and the arrest had been deliberately timed to coincide with the film's release. That's what Tory has to say. The state of, yep, it says it all right here. And today she has released her video. It says here at the Justice Department, who is a corrupt cop? Who is a corrupt cop? What the WTF? I can't believe we will expose every single person involved who used a drug addict to frame Millie. We will expose every single person involved who used a drug addict to frame Millie. The whistleblower tweeted in another tweet. She claimed that the state's justice system databases have simultaneously crashed, preventing her from finding out more information on Weaver's case. This is what Pastor Charlie Weaver has to say. My daughter would never steal. She is honest and good. I'm asking for violent prayer for her. A who of conservative media personalities look to social media with questions, theories, and demands for Weaver's release. While hashtag Free Millie surfaced as a rallying cry, Ashley St. Clair wrote around here, pro-Trump reporter and filmmaker Millie Reaver has been arrested and she has no idea why. Something isn't right about this entire situation. Prayers for Millie and her family. And of course, Stephen McIntyre said the same thing. Only 2 days ago, I noticed that Millie had, unique among U.S. journalists, published video grab of Flynn pointing out apparent possession of sarin by Al-Qaeda's allied jihads in Syria. Flynn's observation was contrary to the Obama administration's support for jihads versus Assad government. Of course, KGB agent Heather tweeted here, speaking as a former ADA, burglary is a way to get someone by claiming 1, unlawful entry, 2, followed by 2, the intention to commit a crime. No actual crime need to have happened. It's what we call an inchoate offense. Same thing they used on James O'Keefe. Very similar. See, the war on journalism. It doesn't matter what your belief system is, folks. If you support freedom of the press, and there's even reporters out there I know who have more like socialist views, and they get targeted too for freedom of the press, and that's wrong. If they can do it to them, they can do it to you. Let me continue on here. Some, however, suspended the arrest was a publicity stunt to push Reaver's film, pointing to various oddities around the incident. Others remarked that burglaries don't usually involve grand jury indictments. A handful of users even deemed her arrest deserved, claiming Infowars has been calling for violence against leftists. So it's a claim on that too. Alright, so you gotta look at all sides, which is fair, if it's a publicity stunt. But, I'm just gonna say one thing for sure. Let's see how the ball rolls on this case. All right, so we got to get more details on this before we jump to conclusions. Of course, American First, this seems suspicious. Millie is great, but this looks like it was staged. Publicity, I'm not buying it until I see the public record of a warrant and arrest, and I have to agree. Okay, I have to agree. As a matter of fact, actually reading this the first time, so I could always look at these things. So I'll be very fair. And helping sheeple seems fishy. Infowars has done some very good work over the years, just for replying to Mark Dice, but they aren't the most trustworthy. It could be a publicity stunt. There are more trustworthy people in alt-independent conspiracy space. Ali Demagard, Jim Fetzer, and SGT Report. At least one user made a connection between Weaver's documentary and YouTube's specific new rule announced on Thursday, ban materials that platform believes to be hacked. So you can see that as well. So you gotta look at all sides to this matter. All right, and I'll still call the guy a pig, but if it's a publicity stuff, I could repent for that. I'll be fair. However, I hope that's not the case, but you never know. So always observe responsibly and pay attention. And just, give a little reminder here on Ohio's Bill of Rights, Article 1. Inalienable rights. All men by nature, free and independent, have certain inalienable rights, among which are those of enjoying and demanding life, liberty, acquiring, possessing, and protecting property, and seeking and obtaining happiness and safety. Okay? So, and we can go all the way down here. Gotta find out what would be her bail, of course. Her right to a fair trial. But what's interesting about it, because there was no warrant. So, and that's a fact. So you just had an arrest warrant, not just go. Okay, to me that's absurd. Of course, freedom of press. Every citizen may freely speak, write, and publish his sentiment on all subjects, being responsible for the abuse of the right, and no law shall be passed to restrain or abridge the liberty of speech or of the press. In all criminal prosecutions for libel, the truth may be given in evidence to the jury, and it shall appear to the jury the matter charged as libelous is true and was published with good motives and for justifiable ends. The party shall be acquitted. All right. So you got to look at that. And, of course, warrants, probable cause, the right of people to be secured in their persons, houses, papers, and possessions against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue upon a probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, particularly describing the place and search and the paper things to be seized. That's section 14. Okay. So there's a thing called due process in here as well. I think I'm going to see if I have it here. I know I got it here. Yeah, Article 1, Section 10. Yeah, because there's no due process law. It should have been, it should have been all on its face, okay? There's nothing like that at all. So you can say this is a totally illegal due process on this matter also. And that's how, you got to look at these things. Like I said, you got to look at all sides. And I'll be saying before, I may jump the gun at times. I admit that. But that's okay. Due process. Section 16. All courts shall be open, and every person for every injury done him in his land, goods, persons, or reputation shall have remedy by due course of law, and shall have justice administered without denial or delay. Suits may be brought against the state in such courts, in such matter may be provided by law. Okay, so there's no due process happened here. All right, and you can't suspend and they have no power to suspend the law. Okay, no, this is Article Section 18 of their state's Bill of Rights. No power of suspending law shall ever be exercised except by General Assembly. Can't do it to one person. So, this got and of course here's Section 20. This enumeration of rights shall not be construed to impair or deny others to be retained by the people, and all power is not herein delegated remain with the people. That's very related to the 9th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. So her rights under Article 1 of Ohio's Constitution have been violated. It's more like a political detainee as I speak, very similar to Schaefer Cox and many others that happen in other states. So that is how you got to look at it. But like I said, I have to agree. We got to make sure everything has been documented before jumping to conclusions. So it's good to know all sides of this matter. And if this is the case, you gotta condemn it, period. No exceptions. The typical warn the press. So you always gotta put that question mark on there about how authentic this report is. And like I said before, I just read it the first time before right here on the show. I get a little bit disturbed, but we made the chips fall as well. So we'll just see what happens. I'll have to keep my end of the bargain, looking at these tabs as well to see if there's anything, and if there's any warrants, they'll come bring it out, and I'll try to report it or share it with you guys. Hey, if it can happen to them, it can happen to you. All right, well, that is it. I'd like to thank everyone for listening. Plus, feel free to download and share us throughout your social media networks. If you have any questions, comments, or something interesting you want to check out, whatever you do, please share this correspondence with decorum. Furthermore, I'll leave the footnotes of this episode on my Spreaker page. And if you want to send me donations, you can hit me at paypal.me/LokiLuck3. And I know there's a GoFundMe page on here as well on the RT report. Or just look it up, and let's see what happens. And I'll check out Shadowgate too. That'd be an interesting documentary to check out, see how authentic it is, and of course, always examine everything responsibly. Once again, thank you for your time. Plus, always remember that demoniac resistance is healthy for the soul and can liberate humanity. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Keep on spreading love, and may your guardian spirits be with you.